Hey, what's up everybody? It's Nightwing2303 from kicksoncourt.com. Today we have a quick look at the recently released Reebok Shaqnosis. This is the first time that they've ever retroed. A lot of people were excited. They're starting to bring out new colorways, and this is the one original colorway. They only originally released in this colorway initially. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so just a quick look. And if you guys are wondering, this is something that I will be performance testing eventually. The only reason why I did get these is because it was requested. So I like the shoe. It's just not something that I would typically wear. This whole thing is a little bit weird for me, but so when I first saw these, I thought the same exact thing. I thought they were kind of crazy. This was back in the day with the original Men in Black movie. Will Smith was wearing these. He was obviously a staple for, sneakers and things like that back in the day. He was always rocking the hottest kicks. So, in terms of the actual build, there is synthetic nubuck, which is all the black areas, the overlays. In case you guys are wondering how you can tell, usually if you can see inside or the grain or anything like that, you can see there, that's not real. This isn't hopefully this will focus. There you go. So yeah, this isn't like actual like hide or anything. It's just a synthetic, like man-made material. So you always want to look at the underside or the inside where it's cut here, and then the white leather is a split grain leather. It's a pretty cheap leather. It's a really thin piece of split grain. Again, if you want to know how you can tell, basically you got to look at these lines here. You could see the grain, which is the actual like fibers and things like that of the skin. And skin is usually really thick. It's it's probably thicker than that, especially on a cow. So what they're doing is they're literally splitting it. They're cutting this stuff down really thin pieces. That way they can disperse it amongst more product and all that kind of stuff. They could sell it at different costs and rates and so on and so forth. So this is a pretty cheap, split grain leather. Craftsmanship though is great. I have no complaints whatsoever. This pair is literally like flawless. There's nothing wrong with them at all. They look awesome. So everything else is pretty basic. Basically you have the hexalite pods. You have one in the forefoot, and then you have one in the heel. What's also interesting is that you have some inside that are going down. So when you hit and impact, this is going to compress this way, and then these ones are going to just kind of absorb your impact and all that stuff to shock the initial landing. So I think that's pretty cool. I know that quite a few of their Shaq lines had hexalite used like that, and then they eventually got into like huge pieces and everything that weren't really functional. But this is towards like the Laker days and everything. So everything else is pretty simple, just black and white. You have metallic silver stitching for all the branding. So there's just a quick look there. And the bottom looks pretty durable. It's solid rubber. I don't know how well traction is going to be, but if it's like the Kamikaze, it'll probably play pretty well. Only difference is that these don't have as many flex grooves as the Kamikaze. And then the inside is awesome. There's just a really large pillow here, and it really cups the ankle, and then you have a really nicely padded tongue. When you lace everything up, they almost sit together. So you might be able to wear like low cut or no show socks without getting any real hot spots. And I think that's pretty cool. So that is pretty much everything. Hopefully you enjoyed the on feet throughout the review. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't know when I'm going to be able to have time to performance test these, but whenever I do, you can see the teasers and things like that on my site, kicksoncourt.com. So make sure to stay tuned to there for all of your performance needs. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you guys again. Thanks for all your support, and until next time, guys, have a good one.